Welcome to Nalla Narasimha Reddy Education Society's group of institutions, Integrated Campus, Hyderabad, Structural Engineering, Reinforced Cement, Concrete. I am Dr. A. Mahesh Babu, Professor, Department of Civil Engineering. See, last class, I explained about earthquake loads. See, these loads are very important in designing the structure where earthquake intensity is more. India divided into 4 seismic zones. So earthquake loads take place due to inertia force produced in the building. Whenever earthquakes occur, what will happen? The area will undergo into vibration due to earthquake action. Okay, there is a variation in the earth condition. You will observe waves of earthquakes on the earth. So inertia force is produced on the building because of seismic excavations. Inertia force is varies with mass, as we discussed. Higher mass of the structure definitely high with earthquake loading. Whenever earthquake load exceeds the moment of distance offered by element, suppose we designed for the one beam for moment of distance, when it is exceeds that quantity, that amount, then the element will collapse, the structure will failure, the structure will go under damage. See, the magnitude of earthquake loading depends upon the weight of the mass of the structure, dynamic properties of the building, and difference in the stiffness of the adjacent floors with the intensity and duration of the earthquake loads. See, these are very important points. Earthquake load acts over the surface of the structure placed on the ground or with adjacent to building. Mainly earthquake load depends on the factors. One is seismic hazard. Second one is parameter of the structure. And third one is gravity load. See, what are the factors which will depend on the earthquake load? Seismic hazard, parameter of the structure, and gravity of the load. Each building or structure is assigned as a seismic group of design and defining the earthquake structure and design to identify the force and intensity of the earthquake. It will be used to plan the building in such a way to reduce the damage caused by the earthquake. See, you know, zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, zone 4, zone 5. According to your intensity will be more. According to zone, you have to plan so that you can reduce the damage caused by earthquake. You will design according to earthquake loads. You will consider earthquake loads in design. Not only design, in bar bending schedule also will make changes in earthquake zone areas. This is also one of the emerging area in the civil engineering. Some buildings located in the earthquake locality may get affected by earthquake loading. Definitely, flexibility of the building plays one of the major roles during the earthquake. See, you might have seen some videos or pictures. Now, our structural engineers, really civil engineers, they are converting the science into technologies. See, very major role of civil engineer in converting science, maths into technology. What will happen when earthquake is occur? We are planning to make the building flexibility. They will, in some cases, they plan some type of springs on the footings, in the footings, above the footings and building, so that whenever earthquake will occur, that intensity will taken care by that spring. So this is planning. This is plan of civil engineers. That's why civil engineers is they always great engineers. Okay. See, flexibility of the building plays one of the major roles during the earthquake. The ratio of the height to width defines the flexibility. See how you define flexibility? The ratio height to the width defines the flexibility. See, this is also one of the important question for your all examinations, and see, I will underline this one. See, this is one of the important. Okay. See, this is one of the important point, right? See, what is that? Here, if you see, the ratio of height to the width defines the flexibility. Greater the ratio, greater the will be the flexibility of the building. You will get a short question. Don't get confused. Read 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. Question they will ask you in a little bit confusion. You will give width and height, or height and width. You have to find ratio. Then you will ask whether the building is flexibility or not flexibility or rigidity condition. So the ratio is very important in deciding the flexibility of the building. This is whole very important point. You remember these, okay? These underline sentences, okay? See, this is very important thing. You must remember this one, this paragraph. You remember what is that? The ratio of height to the width defines the flexibility. Greater the ratio, greater will be the flexibility of the building, right? See, here another important point, under physical, here under physical behavior is stiffness of the building. What is stiffness? You know, okay? Fixed stiffness. So under physical behavior is stiffness of the building. The taller building, stiffness will be less. See here, if you see this is very important point. Okay, this is one. Okay, Stiffness of the building. What is stiffness of the building? You know, for taller buildings, stiffness will be more or less less. This is question. For taller building, question answer, multiple choice. Stiffness will be more, stiffness will be less, rigidity will be more, rigidity will be less. Like that, the questions will come definitely. That's why I'm explaining these important bits. These are very, very important in competitive examination, especially this slide. Definitely, you are going to get one question in any competitive examination. Even if you want to do mini project or major project, these are key points. The concepts of the earthquake. See, always try to learn the concept of the subject. Then only you will understand the design other parts. When you understand the concept, you are able to do the design. See, always examiner, valuer, and anyone is interested to evaluate your understanding of the concept of the subject, not your answer, your end final answer, whether it is coincide or not. So that is not the way to study. Try to understand. That's why I'm trying to give explain important concept to you. Try to listen 2 or 3 times and try to understand, and you ask me in direct online classes tomorrow or coming classes, right? In next class, we'll discuss some more important points. This is last, just you see how the seismic load acts dynamic lateral. This is a dynamic and lateral. If when earthquake is occurs, it is a just like suffered from in the past is likely subject to future disturbances. See, this is the one figure, how is moving like this. This is because the building is subjected to inertia forces that act in opposite direction to the acceleration of the earth exciations. The inertial forces are called seismic loads. Thank you. Next class, we will see what is the design